Welcome to episode 66 of Online Marketing Lessons. I'm your host Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing. Today we are talking about one of the really important features and aspects which is often ignored by local businesses or service providers, which is basically taking advantage of review websites and how to reply to negative reviews on Google, Yelp, and Facebook. So, first of all, we'll talk about why it's so important. So there's a research conducted, and it clearly shows that each star in your rating can increase your revenue by 9%. That's big, guys. Like if you have a 5 stars into 4 stars, you may be losing out on almost 9% of additional revenue. Now that can be on Facebook, Yelp, Google, or like let's say if you're a dealership, then it should be a dealer rater. If you are a doctor or a dentist, then it's a different review websites. But the idea is that reviews and your online reputation is very, very important. In old days, we used to go to our friends and family, and we used to ask them, hey, have you tried this person, or have you bought this product, or have you bought a new Ford car, like how the car is running. So we tend to rely on opinions of our friends and family, and then we used to decide. Online reviews are a similar thing. It's basically recommendations. So instead of people now going to friends and family to ask, they go online on Yelp, on Google, on different websites to basically check your reputation. So we know that that it's really, really critical to take advantage of these reviews websites. And the second thing is 35% of people who are searching on Google and Bing, they have a local intent. That means that they have something to do with the location based business. So try to take advantage of this huge opportunity. So, second aspect of this today's podcast is basically how do you reply to a negative review. I've actually enclosed four actually different examples in the show notes, and all of them have done it differently. One example is from the restaurant who actually genuinely got a bad review, and they actually went in and replied to that. In business things go wrong. That's okay. What you have to do is, first of all, you have to make sure that you're replying and you're actually giving an answer. Because if you don't reply to negative feedback online, people think that you don't care, or your business doesn't care, or they don't give a shit, simply. So what you have to do is, anytime you have a bad review left, make sure that you do those couple of things, right? Make sure you reply. If it's a bogus review, let them know that, hey, sorry, we couldn't find you on our database, but we couldn't see you as a customer. But even if you have been on our business, if you have used our services, the products, right, come and talk to us, and we will resolve that for you. But we checked you in our database and we couldn't find your name. So when someone is reading that, they clearly know that may be a bogus review, that person or a customer haven't even used your service, is probably shamming your business. On the other side, example is that if you genuinely screwed it up, something providing a service, let's say if you're a roofing guy and genuinely you did something wrong there, go there and accept your mistake. It's okay to be vulnerable, because in business everyone makes a mistake. Usually what business owners don't do it properly is they go in defensive mode. They say, okay, we haven't done that mistake. Secondly, if you haven't done that mistake, tell them in the review that we haven't done that mistake, and these are the circumstances, the reason we haven't done the mistake. So explain your story or your side of the story really, really well, because when people are reading the reviews, they like to see that how business has actually replied to the negative problem. Because things go wrong, guys. In every business, 5, 10, 15% of the customers have a negative experience. That's okay, as long as you fix that, as long as you solve that. One technique, one trick which I would say, that if you haven't made a mistake, if you know for 100% sure, if the review is bogus, don't give immediate compensation. Because what you're doing there, right away you're saying, I'm sorry, I have screwed it up, and we'll fix it for you. And if you have done that in 5 reviews, then people are like, well, I mean, they keep screwing it up and they just fix it by providing some sort of an incentive or a gift card or something. So don't just jump on and provide a compensation if someone is complaining. Try to look into that matter. But the number one thing is you guys have to respond. Like, there is no way without responding it, right? Okay. And don't just respond, solve that issue. And as I said, like, if it's the bogus review, you don't need to solve it. But if it's actually genuine bad review, you have to solve that problem for that customer. In the tomorrow's episode of episode 67, we'll talk about how you can basically get a lot of reviews fast. There are tools, resources out there which you can use, which can help you get reviews really, really fast in your business. And you don't have to take people through this, like, hideous process of 5 clicks, 6 clicks, sending them an email and all that. So I'll be reviewing that and covering that in tomorrow's podcast. So make sure you guys go and check it out. I'll catch you tomorrow bright and early with episode 66 of Online Marketing Lessons. I'm your host Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing. I actually apologize, I made a mistake. Tomorrow we'll be doing episode 67, and in that we'll be covering the tools and resources which you can use to help you get local reviews fast and very, very quickly. Take care, have a good day. Bye bye.